When it was announced that Army of the Dead would see Zack Snyder return to the horror subgenre that kickstarted his career, there was cause to be excited. But what started as an escapist zombie heist movie set in Las Vegas eventually devolves into a rote action movie. Its few fun but superficial surprises quickly washed away in favor of embracing the bleakness popular in the post-Walking Dead era of zombie stories.
It's not too late to go back.
Army of the Dead's opening credits sequence teases a darkly hilarious and ironic zombie romp set in Sin City, presenting all the backstory and world building required. Set to a Richard Cheese and Alison Krauss cover of Viva Las Vegas,
Viva Las Vegas, Viva Las Vegas.
We see zombies quickly overrun the town, with every ridiculous Vegas staple you can think of succumbing to the growing Army of the Dead. The sequence is a delight, offering everything you'd hope to see in a zombie heist movie set in Vegas, but the subsequent film never matches the promise of that great opening. For better or worse, Army of the Dead feels like Snyder Unchained, even more so than his 4-hour Justice League. Everything you love or hate about his directional style is fully on display here, from the epic action and gore shots, tremendous slow-mo that can occasionally make the film feel dull and repetitive, poor dialogue that sounds like someone who just watched Aliens for the first time but only remembered the one-liners, and sudden attempts at forcing emotional connections to characters right before they die. Still, when the movie works, it works, especially when Snyder leans into dark, deadpan humor.
What if I took a big rock and smashed it into the head? Would that work?
Yeah, that'd still be targeting the brain, so that would work.
Copy that.
The plot sees Dave Bautista's former mercenary Scott Ward hired to smuggle $200 million out of a casino safe before Vegas's nuke to rid it of zombies. The subsequent putting the crew together portion of the film is a hoot, with big "you son of a bitch, I'm in" energy as we're introduced to all the quirky characters, and a few important tag-alongs that anyone familiar with zombie movies know will inevitably end up dead meat.
We make $2 million for one day's work.
$2 million.
But
That's my share. That's just for me. $2 million if it pans out. 100% I'm in. Yeah.
Once the crew enters Vegas, Snyder reveals his zombie influences and the clever additions he makes to the mythos. His film is almost a spiritual successor to George Romero movies, and at other times it also feels like the closest there's been to a proper adaptation of the latter portions of the novel I Am Legend. There are regular zombies here, sure, but they coexist with fast zombies, as well as weirdly evolved alphas who are vastly more intelligent than regular zombies. And of course, there's that cool zombie tiger scene in the trailer. Look at that thing.
It's a goddamn zombie tiger. That's crossing the line.
Some of the movie's zombie lore, particularly when it comes to the leader of the zombies, is worthy of an entire sequel or spin-off just to explore the huge implications it suggests. The problem is that the script is not interested in exploring any of the myriad entailments of the plot beyond just a wink at the audience to make sure they know how clever the movie is. While some of the mythology questions might be answered in the aforementioned follow-ups, that doesn't satisfactorily explain the film's lazy allegory for the southern border detention centers beyond trying to nod to zombie movies' long history of social commentary. Army of the Dead wants you to be sure that it is talking about serious topics by making most of the refugees in the quarantine camp appear Latino or have a character constantly talk about trying to escape the camp and face the dangers outside just to secure a better future for their children. But it doesn't have anything nuanced or new to say other than the fact that some people take huge risks crossing the border. Army of the Dead may look cool on the surface, and it lures you in with potentially game-changing twists to the zombie lore, but it quickly devolves into just another undead shoot-'em-up with disposable, forgettable characters. While Zack Snyder's film does some fascinating things with the zombie genre that we haven't seen since George Romero, Army of the Dead ends up bogged down by its own self-importance and forgets how fun it's supposed to be. Its promising opening credits sequence is so much better than the rest of the movie. For more reviews of the latest movies, keep it here on IGN.
$2 million? It's a lot of cash. Listen, I hate my life so deeply. If I had $2 million, my life would change drastically. Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
You sure you don't want to know?
I bet it had something to do with a helicopter.
Yeah.
I'm the helicopter guy.
Yeah.